Good evening. I'd like to call the regular Cuyahoga County Council meeting for Tuesday, March 11th, 2025 to order. It is now 5 o'clock, and acknowledging the smaller crowd that we have today, I'm not going to read the full opening remarks that we've prepared, but I would just like to let everybody know that all of those warnings and constraints are still in effect, and ask everyone for their cooperation in having an orderly and respectful meeting for everybody. And I would now ask the clerk to please call the roll.
Good afternoon, everyone. As a reminder to all in attendance, this meeting is being recorded and live streamed on the county's YouTube page. Calling the roll, Mr. Schlepper.
Here.
Ms. Conwell.
Present.
Mr. Jones.
Here.
Ms. Turner.
Present.
Mr. Hauser.
Here.
Ms. Simon.
Here.
Mr. Kelly.
Here.
Mr. Sweeney.
Present.
Mr. Castleberry.
Here.
Mr. Gallagher.
Here.
Council President Miller.
Present.
You have a quorum.
Thank you very much. Will everybody please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance?
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you very much, and I would now like to ask everybody to please join me for a moment of personal silent reflection on whatever concerns are on your mind. Thank you very much. The next item on our agenda is public comment. Do we have anybody signed in?
Daryl Houston.
Thank you. What I would like to respectfully ask the total panel and Chris Ronay, I own about more than enough properties. And what I'm concerned about is I've been owning my property in Bedford Heights for over 10 years, free and clear. And my taxes every 3 years continue to go up. And I'm asking everybody on this panel if you would consider putting a letter together to Columbus, the legislators, along with asking your state representatives, along with Chantel, and along with Bernie Moreno, okay? It's imperative that you guys do this, okay? We all live in Calgary County, including you guys. I do notice some of you guys' properties are not moving, and it should be. Most of you guys live in good areas. And most of these areas you guys live in, I don't see no roofs or no windows or no driveways needing repairs, okay? So be careful with that, because I'm watching, and if I can find some dirt, I will report it, okay? Because it's not fair to people that look like me and any other person that works every day, pay their taxes, and continuously see taxes go up every 3 years. When I bought that property, I was paying $34 for the year. I'm up to 48 now, okay? That's unacceptable. When I bought my car wash, I was paying 14. It's up. Group homes, they're up. They're all in the inner city, okay? And the way the policy goes to rebuttal these things is get an appraisal. I'm not trying to sell my house, so why would I get an appraisal? Appraisals cost about $500, right? Thank you. I'll be back. Thank you.
Sherry Sachs.
Thank you. I'm Sherry Sachs, a 44-year resident of Cuyahoga County. Israel Bonds is a solid investment that financially has benefited and benefits our county. Israel Bonds meets all criteria in our county's investment policies. This is the first council meeting since $3 million were not reinvested upon maturity on March 1st. Divesting from Israel Bonds, either actively by pausing current bond investments or by passively allowing bonds to mature without reinvesting in the absence of valid reasons, is divestment, period. Pausing reinvestment rewards the pro-Hamas historical revisionists in attendance who relentlessly gaslight, harass, and invert Hamas atrocities as they falsely accuse county officials, the Jewish state of Israel, and Jews of being terrorists, committers of genocide, and racists. 1 day as a hostage is excruciating. 521 days is beyond comprehension. Do you even know the names of the 5 Americans still being held hostage in Gaza? Do you know that 4 are dead? Some murdered 521 days ago, and 1, Eden Alexander, is presumed alive. I implore the Investment Committee and County Council to take these necessary, tangible, and courageous steps to continue investing and reinvest in solid long-term Israel bonds, to stand up to Hamas tyranny that holds Americans hostage in Gaza, and to stand up to Hamas sympathizers who influence holding our long-term investments hostage here at home. Thank you very much, and Am Yisrael Chai.
Marlene Weinstein.
My name is Marlene Weinstein, and I am a Cuyahoga County resident. At the County Council meeting on February 25th, Council Member Simon stated that the decision not to reinvest $3 million in Israeli bonds was made by the treasurer of this county. The treasurer is part of the administration. This was not a county decision. However, my understanding is that the decision regarding these bonds was made by a 3-member committee consisting of Treasurer Cromes, County Executive Ronayne, and Council President Dale Miller. While the 10 county council members who are not on this committee did not have a vote, each of you still has the ability and the responsibility to share your opinions as you represent your constituents. If you believe that this issue should not be discussed in county meetings, then I encourage you to establish a more appropriate forum. The decision to forego reinvestment in Israel bonds was made public only 1 week prior before the March 1st Israeli bond rollover date. It is curious that if the counties experienced liquidity problems, why was this not announced weeks or months in advance? This belated justification appears to be an excuse for divestment from Israel, and if so, at least have the courage to state it openly. The Jewish people have long been the canary in the coal mine, and that canary was silenced on October 7th, 2023. Just this week, thousands of Christians in Syria are being brutally murdered by a jihadist group operating much like Hamas. Yet there is no outrage or protest. Ask yourselves, is this a double standard? I urge you to take a stand. Elie Wiesel wrote, "We must always take sides. Neutrality helps the oppressor, never the victim. Be an upstander, not a bystander."
Howard Davis.
Good afternoon. My name is Howard Davis, a lifelong county resident. I've sort of changed what I was going to say based on the number of people here, and sake of brevity, as President Miller also cut down in the previous announcements. So on October 9th, 2 days after the war, after Hamas had declared war on Israel and Hezbollah started firing rockets at Israel to destroy the Jewish state, my 7-year-old granddaughter who lives there goes, "Why do they hate us? They don't even know us." I had no answer for her. And when the people who lived on the kibbutzim south in the Gaza border, who invited the Palestinians and Gazans into their homes, shared meals with them, gave them jobs, drove them to the hospital. They had to ask, why would you come in afterwards and kill, rape, torture, and kidnap us? I don't have answers to that question either. And I don't think the council is going to come up with those answers. I just want to relate one other incident that occurred. After one of our meetings here last year, one of the very demonstrative anti-Israel, anti-Jewish speakers was downstairs in the lobby as I was walking out with his wife and child. And the 5-year-old boy turned to me as I was walking by and he goes, "Hi," with a big smile. And I said, "Hi, how you doing?" And he's like, "Okay." And I said, "Wow, it's a really cool Spider-Man shirt you have on." And he just kind of smiled and they said, "Are you Spider-Man?" And his mother turned around, saw he was talking to a Jew, picked him up, turned her back on me, and wouldn't let him talk. How do you deal with that? I do not know, but I do know that supporting democracies and supporting our allies is the best way to show evil and hate that they are not going to win. Thank you.
Danielle Murray. Danielle Murray. Council President, that concludes the public comment portion for today's meeting.
Thank you very much. The next item on the agenda is approval of the minutes for the February 25th Committee of the Whole and the February 25th, 2025 regular meeting. Do I have a motion?
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the minutes. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? The minutes are approved. And now I would ask if we have any messages from our Chief of Staff.
Thank you, Mr. President. No messages this evening. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Legislation introduced by Council, consideration of resolutions of Council for first reading and referral to committee.
Resolution 2025-0097, awarding a total sum not to exceed $20,000 to Swing Phi Swing Social Fellowship, Inc., Greater Cleveland Chapter, for the Mentoring Achieves Positive Pupils program from the District 3 ARPA Community Grant Fund.
Refer to Education, Environment, and Sustainability Committee.
Resolution 2025-0098, awarding a total sum not to exceed $35,000 to Food Strong for the Superior Avenue Community Farm Restoration and Development Project from the Districts 3 and 11 ARPA Community Grant Funds.
Refer to Education, Environment, and Sustainability Committee.
Resolution 2025-0099, awarding a total sum not to exceed $50,000 to Beat the Streets Cleveland for the Slavic Village Youth Facility Project from the District 7 ARPA Community Grant Fund.
Refer to Community Development and Housing Committee.
Resolution 2025-0100, awarding a total sum not to exceed $10,000 to CHN Housing Partners for the Louise C. Stokes Scholar House Project from the District 9 ARPA Community Grant Fund.
Refer to Health, Human Services, and Aging Committee.
Resolution 2025-0101, awarding a total sum not to exceed $10,000 to SOS Strengthening Our Students for the SOS Ignite 360 programs from the District 9 ARPA Community Grant Fund.
Refer to the Education, Environment, and Sustainability Committee. Committee reports and consideration of resolutions of council for second reading. Each of these items, after being read into the record, will move to the March 25th, 2025 council agenda for consideration for third reading adoption.
Resolution 2024-0396, awarding a total sum not to exceed $250,000 to the Murtis Taylor Human Services System for the Students of Promise Leadership Academy from the District 8 ARPA Community Grant Fund. Resolution 2025-0071, awarding a total sum not to exceed $5,000 to the Case Western Reserve University Office of Diversity, Equity, and Inclusive Engagement for the two-day experience to empower Black women from the District 9 ARPA Community Grant Fund. Resolution 2025-0082, awarding a Community Development Grant Award in the amount not to exceed $300,000 to JSA-ACC LLC for the creation of the Africa Town Plaza Art and Cultural Center, located at the former YMCA Cedar Branch, 7515 Cedar Avenue in the city of Cleveland.
Mr. President, would you please add my name?
Please add the councilperson's name.
Thank you.
Consideration of resolutions of council for third reading adoption.
Resolution 2024-0435, awarding a total sum not to exceed $10,000 to the NAMC Northern Ohio Chapter for the Rosie's Girls Summer Program from the District 9 ARPA Community Grant Fund.
Move to adopt. Councilman Simon, is it?
Thank you. We heard this matter in committee and had a presentation, and I was going to defer to you.
I want to defer to you
Councilwoman,
first.
thank you.
Thank you.
Right back.
Thank you. This request will fund a summer camp hosted at the Friendly Inn Settlement that introduces female youth to non-traditional careers in building and trades through speakers, activities, and field trips. And I ask for my colleagues' support of this resolution. Thank you.
Any further discussion? All those in favor of adoption, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Resolution is adopted.
Resolution 2025-0005, awarding a total sum not to exceed $15,000 to the Old Brooklyn Community Development Corporation for the RIP City Boxing Program from the District 3 ARPA Community Grant Fund.
Move to adopt. So this resolution was heard in the Education and Environment Committee, and we had a good presentation about the benefit of this particular program. Ask for your support.
Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Resolution is adopted.
Resolution 2025-0015, awarding a total sum not to exceed $15,000 to ACE Mentor Program of Cleveland for the Career Pathway Program with project-based learning opportunities from the District 9 ARPA Community Grant Fund.
Move to adopt.
Second.
We heard this in committee, and I will defer to the sponsor.
Thank you. I know that they were celebrating 15 years, and so this request will fund after-school and summer programming, offering youth career skills and those interested in the building trades. The organization also provides mentorship for high school students, and I ask for my colleagues' support of this resolution.
All those in favor of adoption say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Resolution is adopted.
Resolution 2025-0048, making an award to the Cleveland Cuyahoga County Workforce Development Board in the amount of $500,000 from the Cuyahoga County Educational Assistance Fund for Component 1 of the Cuyahoga County Educational Assistance Program for the period ending December 31st, 2025.
Move to adopt.
Second.
Thank you. So this is a very successful program. We heard an update in committee and ask for your support. It's component 1 of our education assistance program, which is comprised of closing gap in training for workforce opposed to the College Now scholarship. So this is our, part 1 assists with that, and there's a great demand for this program.
Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Resolution is adopted.
Resolution 2025-0070, awarding a total sum not to exceed $25,000 to the Western Reserve Land Conservancy for the purpose of the Herman Park Trail Project from the District 3 ARPA Community Grant Fund.
Move to adopt.
Second.
Thank you. So we heard from the Western Reserve Land Conservancy on the value of this particular trail and connectivity, and I think it's a valuable project. I ask for your support.
All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Resolution is adopted. Legislation introduced by executive. Consideration of a resolution for first reading adoption under suspension of the rules. Do I have a motion to suspend the rules regarding referral to committee and 3 readings?
Mr. President, I move to suspend the rules.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to suspend the rules. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? The rules are suspended.
Resolution 2025-0102, amending the 2024-2025 biennial operating budget for 2025 by providing for additional fiscal appropriations, appropriation transfers, and cash transfers.
Move to adopt. Mr. President and colleagues, this resolution is the regular fiscal agenda budget amendment with answers to our questions to OBM are on your desks. This resolution includes appropriation increases, decreases, transfers, and cash reallocations across various departments for the 2025 budget year. Key items include $244,000 for the Public Defender's Office, which supports the county's agreement with Cleveland Metro Municipal Court to provide legal defense services. This is fully reimbursed by the City of Cleveland. There was $798,000 to fund a body-worn camera program through a grant the prosecutor's office got through the U.S. Department of Justice. $1.5 million for neighborhood improvement projects through the county's Community Development Supplemental Grant Program, which is funded out of casino revenue. $4.98 million for county parking lot acquisitions that were approved last year. And finally, $3.4 million for housing projects. This is funded by interest earned from the COVID-19 Emergency Rental Assistance Funds. I urge my colleagues to support this resolution. Thank you.
Any further discussion on the fiscal agenda? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? The resolution is adopted. Consideration of resolutions for first reading and referral to committee.
Resolution 2025-0103, confirming the county executive's reappointment of Gina M. Vernacey to serve on the Cuyahoga Arts and Culture Board of Trustees for the term April 1st, 2025 through March 31st, 2028.
Refer to the Human Resources, Appointment, and Equity Committee.
Resolution 2025-0104, confirming the county executive's appointment of Mary Jo Tipping to serve on the Cuyahoga County Public Defender Commission for the term January 1st, 2025 through December 31st, 2028.
Refer to Human Resources.
Resolution 2025-0105, confirming the county executive's reappointment of Gordon Friedman to serve on the Cuyahoga County Public Defender Commission for the term January 1st, 2025 through December 31st, 2028.
Refer to Human Resources.
Resolution 2025-0106, confirming the county executive's appointment of Robert S. Chalupka to serve on the Commission on Human Rights for the term March 1st, 2025 through February 28th, 2027.
Refer to Human Resources.
Resolution 2025-0107, approving right-of-way exhibits as set forth in plat number M6002 for the construction of a sewer extension of approximately 0.76 miles and reconstruction and rehabilitation of 1.5 miles of Fitch Road from south of Cranage Road to the township line in Olmsted Township.
Refer to the Public Works, Procurement, and Contracting Committee.
Resolution 2025-0108, approving right-of-way exhibits as set forth in Plat M-604 for rehabilitation of Lee Road, bridge number 00.77 over Mill Creek in the city of Maple Heights.
Refer to Public Works.
Resolution 2025-0109, making an award on requisition 14550 to various vendors in the total amount not to exceed $3 million for janitorial, chemical cleaning supplies, and paper supplies, effective upon signature of all parties for a period of 3 years, with the various vendors A through B.
Refer to Public Works.
Resolution 2025-0110, making an award on requisition 15527 to Roniak Paving, Inc. in the amount not to exceed $2,538,569.85 for resurfacing of Rockside Road from East 140th Street to Westerly Approach slab of the bridge over Norfolk Southern Railroad in the city of Maple Heights, effective upon signatures of all parties through project completion.
Refer to Public Works.
Resolution 2025-011, authorizing a revenue-generating agreement with the City of Berea in the amount not to exceed $975,000 for sanitary and storm sewer maintenance located in County Sewer District Number 8 for the period April 1st, 2025 through March 31st, 2026.
Refer to Public Works.
Resolution 2025-0112, making an award on requisition 14216 to Caremark PCS Health LLC in the amount not to exceed $123,742,902.80 for pharmacy benefit management services for county employees and their eligible dependents for the period January 1st, 2025 through December 31st, 2027.
Refer to Human Resources. Committee reports and consideration of resolutions for second reading.
Resolution 2025-0077, amending resolution number 2024-0375 dated November 12, 2024, which authorized affordable housing loans to various organizations in the total amount not to exceed $4,550,000 for the Affordable Housing Gap Financing Program to convert the $200,000 affordable housing loan for Lutheran Metropolitan Ministry to a grant.
This item will move to the March 25th, 2025 Council agenda for consideration for third reading adoption.
Sorry, through the chair, would you please add my name?
Please add Councilwoman Turner's name.
Resolution 2025-0094, authorizing a subgrant agreement with the City of Painesville in the amount not to exceed $80,665,500 to implement clean energy and nature-based solutions approved as part of the EPA Climate Pollution Reduction Grant work plan for installation of a large solar array and a battery system, including brownfield reforestation work, and it's for the period October 1st, 2024 through September 30th, 2029.
This item will also move to the March 25th, 2025 Council agenda for consideration for third reading adoption. Committee reports and consideration of resolutions for second reading adoption under suspension of the rules. Do I have a motion to suspend the rule regarding three readings?
Mr. President, I move to suspend the rules.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? The rules are suspended.
Resolution 2025-0044 was held in committee. Resolution 2025-0084, confirming the county executive's reappointment of Tanisha Warren to represent Cuyahoga County on the Child Abuse and Child Neglect Regional Prevention Council for the Great Lakes region for the term January 24th, 2025 through January 23rd, 2027.
So moved.
Second.
I'd like to let everyone know this was passed unanimously out of the HR committee, and I ask for your support.
All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? The resolution is adopted.
Resolution 2025-0085, confirming the county executive's reappointment of the Honorable Judge Donna Congeni Fitzsimmons to serve on the Cuyahoga County Diversion Board for the term March 1st, 2025 through February 29th, 2028.
So moved.
Second.
This was passed unanimously out of the HR committee. I'd ask my colleagues to support it.
All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Resolution is adopted.
Resolution 2025-0086, confirming the county executive's reappointment of Chief Dorothy A. Todd to serve on the Cuyahoga County Diversion Board for the term March 1st, 2025 through February 29th, 2028.
So moved.
Second.
This was passed unanimously out of the HR and Appointments Committee. I'd ask my colleagues to support it.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Resolution is adopted.
Resolution 2025-0087, confirming the county executive's appointment of Xiomara Merced to serve on the Cuyahoga Regional HIV Prevention and Care Planning Council for the term February 1st, 2025 through January 31st, 2028.
So moved.
Second.
This was heard and passed unanimously out of the HR and Appointments Committee. I ask my colleagues to support it.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Resolution is adopted.
Resolution 2025-0088, confirming the county executive's appointment of Sahara Rivera to serve on the Cuyahoga Regional HIV Prevention and Care Planning Council for the term April 1st, 2025 through March 31st, 2028.
So moved.
We have a substitute on this item.
Yes, Mr. President, Ben Schaefer, Executive Office Staff. The substitute is just requesting that the start date of Ms. Rivera's term move up from April 1st to March 1st so that she can begin her work with the council immediately upon passage.
Is there a motion to accept the substitute?
I'd like to make a motion, but please let me know before, because I had no idea about the amendment, and I don't want to be caught off guard.
Noted. Apologies.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion on the substitute? Hearing none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any discussion on the main motion?
So moved on this amended piece of legislation.
So we have a motion and a second, and the question is on adopting the resolution as substituted. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The resolution is adopted.
Thank you.
Resolution 2025-0089, confirming the county executive's appointment of Adam G. Jacobs to serve on the Metro Health System Board of Trustees for the term March 6th, 2024 through March 5th, 2030.
So moved.
Second.
This was heard and thoroughly reviewed in the HR and Appointment Committee. I ask you to consider, my colleagues, to support this resolution.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Resolution is adopted.
Mr. President, point of personal privilege?
Yes.
Thank you. I just want to thank my vice chairman and the committee members that had the committee at an appointment that I couldn't miss, and they stood up and ran a very good meeting, and I appreciate their efforts. So thank you.
Thank you very much to everyone as well. Please continue.
Resolution 2025-0093, authorizing an amendment to a contract with Cold Harbor Building Company for hazardous material abatement at the old juvenile court complex to expand the scope of services to include demolition, in accordance with the Ohio Brownfield Remediation Program Grant Award, and for additional funds in the amount not to exceed $6,810,362, effective upon signatures of all parties.
Move to adopt.
Second.
This item was reviewed in committee. It is, again, for the demolition of the old Juvenile Justice Center and the abatement of the hazardous materials within. Certain materials could not be removed without actually making structural changes, so this abatement will happen in parallel with the demolition. There was undercoating on the roof, window sealants in the detention center, pipe insulation underneath of the building, these type of materials that needed to be addressed. during the demolition process. So we can expect demolition to start during late 2025 of this year. Maybe a more visible demo will appear before the community in 2026. Some things will be saved. Some of the tiles and sundials that were part of the building will be saved and preserved, as well as the sculpture on East 22nd. So again, it was reviewed thoroughly in committee, and I ask for my colleagues' support.
Yes, Ms. Simon?
Oh, thank you so much. I'm thrilled to see this finally happening. It's been too long. I'm glad the pieces came together, and I've been hoping for this. It's been vacant since we came into office when the new government formed. It's just been a blight. A lot of money trying to maintain it being vacant. So congratulations to everybody who participated in making this happen. The tiles are really beautiful, and I hope they can do something with those. There's murals on the bridge. So I want to encourage, after this is demoed and reconfigured, that the community continue to be a part of what comes next. Because one thing to demolish, but it's also what are we going to do in that area to continue to include the community. So that's all I've got to say. I want to add my name. I'm really happy that it's coming down.
Yeah, thank you for bringing that point out, because it certainly has been vacant for many years, at times vandalized, but it is now coming down, and primarily, again, for the purpose of the interstate, the interbelt that is coming, construction of the new interbelt. So again, thank you.
If the chair, would you please add my name?
Mr. Chair, can you add my name as well, please?
You can add mine as well.
Okay.
Duly
Thank you.
noted.
Thank you very much. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Resolution is adopted.
Resolution 2025-0095, authorizing an amendment to a contract with Young Women's Christian Association of Greater Cleveland, Ohio, doing business as YWCA Greater Cleveland, for operation and case management services at the Norma Herr and Walton Road Women's Shelters for the period January 1st, 2023 through December 31st, 2024, to extend the time period to December 31st, 2025, to amend the terms and for additional funds in the amount not to exceed $2,536,793, effective January 1st, 2025.
Thank you. This matter was heard in the committee, Health and Human Services. It's just as it was stated, only to extend the time period, and the new RFP, I believe, goes out next year. So I ask for my colleagues' support.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Resolution is adopted.
Resolution 2025-0096, amending the 2024-2025 biennial operating budget for 2025 by providing for additional fiscal appropriations, appropriation transfers, and cash transfers.
Is there a motion to adopt?
Second.
So moved.
Any discussion? So, this resolution is an early step in our process to ensure proper maintenance of our ballpark and arena. To continue to be a big sports league town in a smaller media market, we need to make facilities last 100 years or more, not rebuild new every 25 years. This step gets us started, but longer term, we need support from the Ohio legislature and the voters of Cuyahoga County to enact a stronger sin tax to provide sufficient revenue. Any further discussion on the item? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Resolution is adopted. Consideration of resolutions for third reading adoption.
Resolution 2025-0063, authorizing a sub-grant agreement with Manufacturing Works in the amount not to exceed $2 million to carry out workforce ecosystem capacity building and coordination and develop renewable energy-related pre-apprenticeship programs and outreach for the period October 1st, 2024 through September 30th, 2029.
Move to adopt. Thank you. This matter was heard in committee. The dollars are coming from an EPA grant that was awarded to the county. And that money's there now, and we want to be able to move with training people for jobs in the future. So I ask for your support, and Manufacturing Works is amazing. They came before us and talked about their specialty and how they're going to continue to advance this program despite the uncertainty at the federal level. This is the grant that was disappeared one day, appeared the next, and it's all coming from the feds that are freezing things indiscriminately. And by the way, this project's transformational. I hope we continue to see the funds in that account.
Thank you very much. And the county executive went to Washington, D.C. to advocate to keep these grants and said that so far it's in good shape, but that it's subject to change knowing the environment. I also support the legislation. I would like to ask that my name be added as a sponsor. And now ask if there's any further discussion on this item.
Just to make sure my name's on there, I think it is, but thanks.
Okay, hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Resolution is adopted.
Resolution 2025-0074, authorizing an amendment to a master contract with various providers for on-call heavy construction services on a task order basis for various road and bridge maintenance and repair services for the period March 1st, 2023 through February 28th, 2026, for additional funds in the total amount not to exceed $1,500,000 for the various vendors A through D.
Is there a motion to adopt?
So moved.
Second.
And I ask for my colleagues' support.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? The resolution is adopted. Consideration of an ordinance for third reading adoption.
Ordinance 2024-0005, amending Chapter 501 of the Cuyahoga County Code.
This legislation is a result of a year-long process of negotiation between the council and administration. The goal is to maintain good oversight and enable work to be accomplished more efficiently. The threshold for legislation coming to council received the most attention. That threshold receives an inflation adjustment from $500,000 to $750,000. However, the most significant change is increasing the maximum limit for informal bidding from $50,000 to $200,000. While faster and less cumbersome, our informal bidding process is still very competitive. This change will not only allow many contracts to move more quickly, but also to bring in smaller and minority businesses who may be deterred by the formal bidding process, which requires much time and effort with uncertain results. This legislation also increased the Board of Control minimum from $5,000 to $10,000. Some things are not changed, however. Real estate continues to get special attention, and the threshold there remains the same. This legislation does not reduce council oversight. It only changes the focus. We only have so much time to spend on oversight. These changes will mean we will spend more time on larger contracts and more time on oversight issues of our choosing. For example, Councilwoman Turner and I are going to recommend that council set targets for how much we will reduce our 2025 general fund and HHS levy deficits by the end of the year, something that council has not done before. I recommend passage of the ordinance and ask that my name be added.
Council President, we also need a motion to approve and also second.
Is there a
So
motion
moved.
to adopt?
Second.
Any further?
I'm sorry, who motioned? Clarification, thank you.
Is there any further discussion on the ordinance?
Please add my name.
Else? Okay. All those in favor of adopting the ordinance, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? The ordinance is adopted. Report by clerk on council legislation withdrawn at the request of the sponsor.
Resolution numbers 2025-0056, 2025-0090, 2025-0091, and 2025-0092 are being withdrawn at the request of the sponsors.
Thank you very much. We now come to miscellaneous committee
Don't
reports.
move. Can I have a point of personal privilege on this one?
Yes, you may.
Thank you. To my president, to my colleagues, and to the administration, this is getting old. I need to know about what's happening in the committee that I have the privilege of representing. And last I knew, Mr. Holland wasn't here, and he was going to be rescheduled. And can you tell me why Mr. Holland is no longer part of it? Did you take him off? Did he have something else to do? And it's all about communication back and forth. And we have the amendment that wasn't there, and now we have this. And it's a line of communication. That's all I'm trying to get at. Through the chair.
Thank you, Councilman Ben Schaefer, Executive Office staff. Yes, Mr. Holland opted not to continue to move forward after his service, previous
Through the
service.
chair to our legislative liaison and to the administration, don't you think that would be something that the committee should know about? Because we were asked to review him through the chair, and we were told he was unavailable. And once you learn something, I just believe it's in the true partnership that you share what you learned.
Yeah.
Is that something that we can work towards?
Yeah, absolutely. That's
And it's not all on you, it's the whole, I'm just trying to make it work for us.
absolutely, Councilman.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Okay, we now come to miscellaneous committee reports. Starting with Councilman Kelly, but I don't think we have an ED meeting, is that correct?
We do.
We-
Next Tuesday.
Council member, if you could make sure your microphone is on. Can barely hear you.
So,
On a change date. Okay. Go ahead.
March 18th, 3 p.m., Economic Development to further discuss 2025-0044.
Okay, thank you.
HR and appointments will meet at its regularly scheduled time and date.
Mr. President, I'm going to see if I can coordinate with the medical examiner to come in. If not, there will not be a safety committee.
The Operations, IT, and Transportation Committee does not have a meeting scheduled, but we hope to have something on the books soon.
Health and Human Services Committee will be Wednesday, March 19th at its regular time, 1 o'clock.
Public Works Committee will meet Wednesday, March 19th at 10 a.m. to address the items presented today.
Finance and Budgeting will not have a meeting on Monday, March 17th.
I will not ask my colleagues to come in on St. Patrick's Day. Community Development and Housing will not have a meeting this Monday.
Education Environment is meeting 19th at 3 o'clock, regular time. Thank you.
Is there any miscellaneous business?
Through the chair,
President.
Yes.
would you add my name to Resolution 0396?
Anything else?
Mr. President.
Yes.
Well, it's March in Ohio, and that means championship time here for the high school kids. Had a great weekend with many individual wrestling champions throughout Cuyahoga County, too many to mention, through all the divisions. Of course, we had the mighty St. Edward Eagles in their 10th consecutive and 38th overall Division I championship, with the caveat that we have the highest total in breaking a record for the state of Ohio and the amount of points that they got. This coming weekend, we have semifinal basketball. We have Glenville, North Railton, St. Ignatius, Lutheran East, and many, many more that I can't mention. So hopefully we can bring home more championships to Cuyahoga County through the state of Ohio, and we got a good shot. And I know Mr. Merriman's out there probably getting ready to head down to Dayton, Ohio to take it in. So thank you. Congratulations to the boys and the girls that became champions over the weekend.
Anything else?
Mr. Chair, if I can have my name added to 0082.
Any other miscellaneous business? Seeing none, we are adjourned at 5:50.